of serving as the director of the Neighborhood Services and Economic Development Divisions in the City of Detroit's Housing Revitalization Department for the last 9 years. I want to extend a warm welcome and express my deep gratitude to each of you for joining us here at George Preston Community Park on this beautiful fall afternoon. Isn't it gorgeous? Before we move any further, I want to introduce you to the best team in the city of Detroit. If I can have my team to come stand beside me, please. If you signed up for office hours with the Neighborhood Beautification team, attended an application workshop, needed help completing an application, or just completing a plot plan, then you've met these incredible individuals. Please join me in recognizing Sam Coombs, Carmel Reeves, who got stuck in traffic, and Ashley Powell. They are the backbone of this program. So please, just give them a round of applause. They keep this program afloat and selling strong in the right direction. Their dedication, professionalism, and commitment to excellence show in every email they send, every meeting they host, and every piece of guidance they offer to our applicants and grantees. Alongside my team, I'd like to thank the leadership of the Housing and Revitalization Department, Julie Schneider and Rico Rasso, he's here, and their unwavering support. I'd also like to acknowledge our partners in this work, the Building Safety, Engineering, and Environmental Department, as we know as BC. James Foster, Eric Johnson, and Peter Young. We would not be able to do this work without them. And then finally, Wayne Metro, who has partnered with us from the beginning, round 1 up until round 6. They've been there, they've supported this work, they stood in the gap for us as we stood in the gap for them, and they've done a great job in ushering the applications through and getting the applicants to an executed contract. Thank you, Wayne Metro. We recognize your efforts and the work you've done as well. So, a special thank you to Council President Sheffield and the City of Detroit Council members for championing this program and making sure it receives the support and funding it needs year after year after year after year after year. We couldn't do this without you. Now on to the program. Earlier this year, we launched applications for round 5 of the Neighborhood Beautification Program, resulting in 94 grant awards to block clubs, nonprofit organizations, faith-based institutions, and neighborhood associations. That round distributed a total of $1,185,268. That's worth a round of applause. An investment directly into the hands of Detroiters who are making a difference on their blocks. And we can see what has happened with those funds. If you were here for round 1, we were here and none of this was here. So this is phenomenal. Now, as we launch round 6, yes, round 6, we're aiming even higher with plans to award over 95 grants, totaling almost $1.4 million. These grants will support projects in every council district, including art installations, flower and urban gardens, neighborhood cleanup activities, pocket parks, and other creative uses of space that uplift the character and quality of life in our communities. Detroit's neighborhoods are full of passionate, visionary residents. The Neighborhood Beautification Program is about giving those residents the resources to bring their visions to life. Whether it's a community garden, a youth mentorship space, or a public gathering spot for seniors, these projects are helping to stitch together the social and physical fabric of our city. They're creating a safe, welcoming place where children can play and learn, where neighbors can reconnect and walk and build stronger ties, and for seniors, to understand, to get to know their neighbors, and to roam the community safely. Now it's my great honor to introduce someone who has stood by this program since day one, a leader who has committed himself fully to the revitalization of Detroit and to the community, the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan. Ladies and gentlemen, please receive him with a round of applause.
All right, let's have a big hand for Tamara. Isn't she doing a great job? So 12 years ago when I started and I said every neighborhood has a future, I think my first few months on the job, Councilman Scott Benson came to me and says, you got to come visit the Mohican Regent neighborhood. They are in need of a lot of help. I came out here and met a fellow by the name of George Preston, who took me up and down the street of these beautiful brick homes that had been abandoned, burned out, and you could see the beauty that was these neighborhoods. And you could see the people who were committed to stay. And it was inspiring. We started by taking a pretty much rundown city park, right, and cleaning it up. But he said, I'm going to be here every step of the way. And at the city, we were trying to figure this out. The land bank had 100,000 parcels of land. And everybody's afraid people from out of town are going to come in and buy this up and tell Detroiters what to do. We said, we're not going to do that. And you've heard grief about the land bank makes it hard to buy property. We were really being very careful that Detroiters control it. And so we set up a program with council support. You could buy the side lot for $100. 30,000 Detroiters bought side lots. We moved 30,000 lots into the hands of the neighbors. Then we had parcels like this, where there wasn't a neighbor to claim the side lot. And we said, let's have a community program where the neighbors get to decide who develops it. So we don't have people coming in from outside the neighborhood. And so we started community lots, and it was going okay. And then one day, Councilmember Mary Sheffield came to me and says, this community lots program is going way too slow. She says, because you got all these parcels, the neighbors may want to do something. They don't have any money to do it. And she said, you want the Pistons to come back downtown? We're all in favor of that. That's great. She says, you know when the Pistons come downtown, that we tax the basketball players when they play the game in Detroit? And she said, do you know that's $1 million a year that we weren't getting before? She says, I want to create a neighborhood beautification fund. And when we bring the Pistons downtown Detroit, I want to create a fund that puts money into these kinds of lots. And so this is a case where, this is why the mayor and council working together works so well. This was Mary Sheffield's proposal, and it got adopted, it went into place, and when we went to kick it off, Scott Benson came back and says, you're going to kick off this neighborhood beautification fund, right? I said, yeah. He says, you know where we're going? We're going back to Mohican Regent. And we stood on this site. Now, George, I don't know where they got this picture from, but it didn't look like this the day we were here, right? The person across the street was cutting the grass just so we could stand here, right, to do the press conference. Of course, longtime members remember this is a bunch of burned out, abandoned houses. But this was a lot where the people from this community had a vision. And because of the Neighborhood Beautification Fund, they did something now that turned an eyesore into an asset that's raising the property values everywhere here. And this quarter, 93 community lots like this in every corner of the city, designed by neighbors, whether they've got slides or swing sets or gardens or parks or walkways or community centers. The neighbors designed it. And we are about to do it again. Another $1 million. You've got till October 24th. The land bank does not want the land, I promise you. They would like to get rid of the lots, but they have to go to people who have the plan and the resources to do something with them. And I'm really going to be excited. I will not be the one standing here the next time handing out the money, but I have a feeling that it'll be appropriate, the person who is. But at this point, let me introduce the founder of the Neighborhood Beautification Fund, Council President Mary Sheffield.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Excited to be here to kick off round 6 of the Neighborhood Beautification Program. This program is near and dear to my heart, as the mayor mentioned, because we oftentimes hear the continued need for investment in our neighborhoods, that we need more attention, more resources going back into our communities. And this program is one way to directly address the needs of resources coming back to our communities. It also is a prime example that the development and investments in downtown Detroit do not have to be to the detriment of our neighborhoods, but it can also be to the benefit of our neighborhoods. So we were able to take an investment that came in downtown Detroit and now drive that resource and investment back into our neighborhoods. And so I'm very excited about this next round. This fund was created to bring resources and assistance back into our neighborhoods to create more strong, vibrant, and safe communities that we all deserve. And I have seen, like many of you all, firsthand, our neighbors who go directly into their pockets, trying to maintain vacant lots, trying to keep their communities safe. They also have amazing dreams and visions for what they want to do in their neighborhoods, but oftentimes don't have access to resources to bring their visions to reality. And so this program is a lifeline to be able to make those dreams a reality. This initiative has supported more than 200 grassroots-led projects throughout this city, strengthening neighborhoods block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, turning blight into beauty, strengthening our neighborhoods and creating safe spaces throughout our neighborhoods. So I am extremely grateful for the partnership with Mayor Duggan, all of my colleagues on the City Council, and the amazing staff that is leading this initiative. Thank you as well for ensuring that this program is a success, and I'm looking forward to another round forthcoming. So thank you so much. And now I think I have the opportunity of turning it over to my colleague, Councilmember Benson.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. And thank you, President Sheffield, for that. And then thank you, the mayor and the city staff. One more time, can we give a round of applause for the city staff who helped to make this a possibility? Just a great opportunity to welcome you all to the northeast side of Detroit in the 3rd District. And it's really great to be here in George Preston Community Park, something that was a great surprise to President Preston when we unveiled the park in his name. We knew the park was coming, but there was not an understanding that this park would be named the George Preston Community Park. So it was a great day when that was unveiled to surprise George, who has dedicated so much of his life to the Mohican Region neighborhood, the community association. And so we are really proud to be able to make this another announcement right here at George Preston Community Park. So I believe we're the 3rd announcement that we've done here. So Detroiters, I want to talk about something that truly matters, and that's the green spaces that bind our communities together. From the lush parks to community gardens, these areas are more than just land. They are the heart of our neighborhood, offering a place for children to play, families to gather, and neighbors to connect, just like we do right here at the George Preston Community Park. Recreation areas are essential to our quality of life, and they are a great attraction to the city of Detroit and something that we as City Council and the administration have prioritized now that we've come out of bankruptcy and we show what a well-run city and good governance looks like. They provide safe, beautiful environment for us all to enjoy, improving public health and fostering a sense of community and community pride. And they also remind us that our well-being is connected to the spaces we share, just like we see right here at George Preston Community Park. This is why the Detroit Neighborhood Beautification Grant Program, thank you, President Sheffield, is so vital. This program empowers residents to take ownership of their blocks, providing the resources needed to create and maintain these invaluable community spaces. It's an investment in our collective future, block by block. Now just look at the George Preston Community Park. And look at Mr. George Preston right here from Mohican Region. For the residents here, this park is not just a patch of grass with some great shade, a great gathering space and sitting area. It's a living testament to what a community can achieve when it's motivated and productive and going in the same direction. It's a place where children laugh, where seniors find peace, and where every resident feels the benefit of a well-loved neighborhood. This park and others like it show us that a beautiful community is a healthy, vibrant, and resilient community. So thank you all for coming today, and thank you, Mr. George Preston, and thank you to the City of Detroit for making this happen, especially all of our partners who do all the hard work and the heavy lifting. And so when we as City Council work with the administration to make things like this happen, it's also the city staff. They're the ones behind the scenes. They're the ones doing the heavy lifting. They're the ones dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So you do not want to forget those in the background who are making this happen. And we also can't not do this without my colleagues. And so while the administration, there's one voice, we at City Council have 9, it takes 5. And so it was critical that we have our partners, and our partner to the Lower East Side in the District 4, Councilwoman Letitia Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's always great to be on the east side, right? Whether District 3, District 4, or District 5. So listen, I am really ecstatic to not only be here for the Neighborhood Beautification Program and the grant funding that's being made available to celebrate George Preston and his park, the park named after him, but to also recognize that we have additional resources that will be provided to residents in the Stellantis area. So we have $5,000 to $10,000 grants that'll be provided to 20 to 40 community organizations. I see several of them here representing District 4, and so really glad to see you all here. We know that beautification in our neighborhoods is not just about demolishing a blighted property, a burned out property, but have you all witnessed, experienced a beautiful park that you can see, that you can sit down in and experience? It really helps to lower your stress level. It helps you to feel so much better. So as we go throughout the city providing these resources, we have to give kudos to our residents throughout the city of Detroit who are making this happen in their neighborhoods. Absolutely give them a round of applause, because without them, without their vision, we wouldn't see projects like this. And it's great to have our residents step up and improve their neighborhoods the way that they want to see their neighborhoods improved. We are here to provide the resources, and I'm glad that we've been doing that with the Neighborhood Beautification Grant as well as with Stellantis. And so I do want to say a very special thank you to Stellantis. I know when I first took office, I kept hearing a lot of conversation about Stellantis and what they were bringing to the community. I want to say thank you for addressing several different issues that had come up by the residents in the community. So not only have we addressed the emissions that residents were talking about, we now have the opportunity to pour resources into those communities to help beautify our neighborhoods around the facility. And so District 4 residents, you not only have access to these dollars, but also to Neighborhood Beautification Grant dollars. So we are looking forward to all of the work that's going to be done throughout the district and in the city of Detroit. And so now I get the benefit of bringing Tamara Fontaine-Hardy back up to introduce a few more folks that are going to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. So at this time, I'd like to introduce and ask to come to the podium Mr. Christopher Hicks, Department Director of Programs with Wayne Metro Community Action Agency. He is one of our premier partners with this program. Wayne Metro, they assist us in getting the applications out and do a great work in educating the applicants alongside us to make sure that we can push this program forward. Come on over, Chris.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. The importance of this project goes a long way. It gets to have us in spaces like we're in today. And the team at Wayne Metro does a great job of being able to walk side by side with you through this process. It's a lot, but it's also something that rewards us in a lot of different ways. Most of us are native Detroiters. Some of us live in the neighborhoods that we've been helping beautify. And it's a joy to be able to be a part of the program. And it's also helping in a lot of ways too. A recent study that we did with the University of Michigan disclosed that in some of the areas, it reduced crime, deterred theft, made the areas a little bit more safer and enjoyable for the neighborhood. So there's progress that's being made. With this new cohort, no project is too big, no project is too small if it comes to making Detroit a better place, right? Apply. What the worst that's gonna happen is a no, but that doesn't mean it's a no for forever. It just means we got to align it with what it needs to be to help your neighborhood. Apply. It's going to help. It's going to go a long way, and we look forward to helping you along the process.
Thank you, Chris. And now I'd like to introduce to you all Christine from the Vice President of Public Affairs at Stellantis North America. Christine, could you please come up?
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you today. In 2019, when Stellantis decided to build the first new assembly plant in the city of Detroit, it was really a labor of love for us at the company. And it was something that brought jobs, brought investment, but it also brought a commitment to the community for us. And I see Tammy Black out there. She's one of our community partners that we're so proud to work with. So in addition to the jobs and the investment and the community commitment, you know, we are thrilled to provide $200,000 grant today as part of the neighborhood revitalization project. Yeah. And this is in addition to the other, $1.4 million that we committed to as part of our community benefits process. That, we have some images of the projects that we did on the east side near the plant. We did a stormwater retention park, which was really key. It has an education pavilion, a picnic pavilion. It has things for the school kids and the neighborhood to enjoy. We also did, it is a fabulous mural. If you have not seen it, it's at the corner of Kercheval and Beneteau. It is beautiful. It was done by the Detroit artist, Dr. Hubert Massey. He is a class act, and it really tells the story of the East Side neighborhood and the auto worker. And it was through a lot of dialogue with the school and with the community that Dr. Massey and Stellantis partnered to bring this beautiful, beautiful mural to light. So I encourage you to take a drive by if you haven't seen it. In addition to the neighborhood improvement funds that we're making available today and all the beautification projects that we've done, we also heard from the residents that it was important to have home repair grants. So we've done over $5 million since 2019 for home repair grants on the east side near the plant. So it's something we're very, very proud of. I see Rico and his team were critical in getting those funds out the door as quickly as we could, so thank you so much. So it's a real pleasure to be with you here today to celebrate beautification and to celebrate our neighbors. Thank you so much.
We're excited about the additional dollars that are being placed into this program. It's going to allow organizations to not only apply for beautification, but for programming. So if you have a program out there that you want to run, you'll be able to apply for those funds as well. So we're excited and we are grateful for the additional dollars that have been infused into this program that will allow residents to not only beautify their neighborhoods, but to apply some of those funds to run programs as well. So give Stellantis another round of applause, please. Finally, I'd like to introduce to you George Preston, President of the Mohegan Region Homeowners Association. Stand up and give him a round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you know, I look at that photo, as the mayor was saying, they caught that on a beautiful day, because if you look at that photo when we were here, you couldn't even see these garages back there on that photo. It was just that thick. So again, that was what it looked like 4 years ago. Again, I just want to start by saying Mohegan Region is a community organization of about approximately 60 blocks, and we cover over close to 1,200 homes from the area of Shaner to Gratiot, East State Fair, up to 8 Mile. Now, we meet monthly to sit down and discuss issues and concerns in our community, and then we do what we can to try to put together solutions. And we have a great rapport with our legislators, and particularly Councilman Benson, and all of our police officers, and our county commissioners, et cetera. We have a great relationship, so we're able to get a lot of things done. Now, again, we sat down to talk about some of the worst spots in our community at one time, and we decided that this was probably the worst lot. It was 8 lots here in our community, so we decided that we were going to take this on as a project. But again, and it was about that time that President Sheffield came with the program, the Neighborhood Beautification Program, and we cannot say thank you enough for making that program available. And I want to say thank you to Mayor Duggan. Thank you to Council President Sheffield. Thank you to Councilman Benson. Thank you to Wayne Metro, because again, I look at some of these parks that you put $1 million into and some of the things that it looked like. Now, we went through 3 rounds through the Neighborhood Beautification Program, and this is what this park looked like, and I think ours looked just as good as most of those other ones too. So again, we thank you. Again, this has been a 3-year effort on the part of our community, and again, everything we do here, we want to make it family friendly. So again, you see we have the path here, we have the benches, we have the tables, and again, we want this to be a safe place for people to come to relax, read, walk, socialize, whatever they might want to do. And ultimately, we're going to allow the groups to come in here to put together events, but again, we do have to sit down with I would imagine BC or the city to talk about some of the do's and the don'ts, and Parks and Recreation, the do's and the don'ts, because if someone is going to use it for events, it's going to come with rules, because we want them to make sure that this park is just as clean when they leave it as it was when they came in here. So again, this has been a total community effort, and I want to say thank you to all of those that have participated. Now, one thing I want to mention too, even though this park, and it's humbling too, and it's a true honor to have this park named after me, but again, it was a team effort. And again, we have some of the people from that team. Could our board members, if you're here, some of them I know they're working today and they're not here, but some of them are here. Please stand up so that we can see who you are. Okay, our secretary, Ms. Musette Bonds, is here. Ken here. Now, some of them had to work today, so that's why they're not able to be here. Now, we just recently, last week, we had an event that Miss Loretta Cruz put together, a Jazz in the Park concert, and it was a beautiful thing that we did here. And again, it's amazing when people come together and what we were able to do and never had any problem, even the concept of any problems coming here because of the people that were involved.
Good time over there.
Okay, we have Tom. I know Tom is a little shy, but he's standing outside the fence over there about coming up. But again, I just can't say thank you enough to Wayne Metro, who gave us the funding to do all that we're doing here. We want to thank all of our volunteers, and this has been a true community effort in terms of doing all that we're doing, and thank all the people here. They have helped to spearhead. Now, I've reached an age now where all I do is sit and point. They do all of the work, so again, but it's an honor to have this as a group to start the project. And again, we see other eyesores in our community. If you pass through here, we see those things that other people might see. Now, we've got a plan for those too, but we know that it's a step-by-step process in terms of getting it done. But again, thank you, and I want to thank our board interns for all that they do, and thank you again for coming out to our park. Thank you. Okay, with that, I'll turn it back over to Ms. Hardy. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you again, and I just want to say we have over 216 parks that have been beautified with these funds. Please take time to go visit them. They are absolutely beautiful. The food that is growing for residents to come and get whatever they want. I visited Tammy's Park just last week. I left with a bounty. And so I would encourage you to please get out and to view the beautiful spaces that have been created with these funds. We will continue to do this work. As long as we get funding, we're going to do it, and we're calling all the resources to us. So thank you again to my team. Thank you so very much to leadership at the City of Detroit, to Wayne Metro, BC, Mayor Duggan, Council President Sheffield. We appreciate you, and this closes out this part of the program. Please mingle and get to know the residents. Thank you again. Okay. We would like to have everyone go over to the left for my left for a group picture, your right.
We got Better Made chips and Faygo Pop up under the porch. A couple of